So hello, I'm Penny Lee, the program manager of the AKC GoodDog Helpline, and I would like to welcome you to our webinar on socialization. So today we're going to be talking about one of the most important things that you can do for your puppy, and that is making sure they receive socialization. You can see some of the topics we're going to be covering today, including positive socialization, field trips, social gatherings, and dog parks. So socialization basics. What is socialization? Socialization is basically introducing your puppy to the world. So your puppy is just like a little sponge. They are taking everything in, and really they are learning 24/7. Everything that happens to that puppy is impacting how they see the world. These days, breeders are doing a very good job of socializing puppies before they go to their new homes. Many breeders do a lot to give them well-rounded experiences before they go home, but your work will start as soon as your puppy gets home. It's important for puppies to have positive experiences with many different things, people, situations, other animals while they're young, so they will grow up having a positive viewpoint towards those things when they experience them again or meet them again as an adult dog. So the critical socialization phase, most experts agree that this phase is about 3 weeks to 12 weeks. So that's a very small window. Some people will say, some researchers, scientists will say it goes on as long as 16 weeks, but still it's not a very big window. Now, certainly, you're not going to be doing any socializing when your puppy is 3 weeks old. You won't have your puppy. And that's why I mentioned that breeders, has been more and more information in the last few years directed towards how breeders can do early socialization. There is a whole program called Puppy Culture that many breeders subscribe to, and it's awesome. It gives even little puppies can have many great experiences while they're still in the breeders' homes. So you're going to be coming home with a puppy that hopefully has already had a good start on socialization. But since most of us take our puppies home at 8 to 10 weeks, you have about, four weeks or so where your job is really important to give them positive socialization experiences. Now, if you have an older puppy, you're watching this webinar and you're thinking, oh gosh, my puppy's 7 months old. That's okay. Socialization really is something that goes on for a long time. It's important throughout your dog's puppyhood and really throughout its entire life. So if you have an older puppy, they're past the age of 3 months, you can still take the tips from this webinar and give your puppy many good experiences that will help them with their future outlook on things in life. So positive socialization. So when we talk about socialization, I do want to stress, and I'll continue to stress through this webinar, that means positive experiences. So a negative experience, having an experience that's new, but it turns out to be negative and scares the puppy, is really detrimental. So you want to really be keen on making sure anything that happens to the puppy is very positive. And that means if they're going to meet another dog, especially an adult dog, you want them to have those experiences, but you do want to make sure that the adult dog is puppy friendly. It doesn't mean the older dog can't correct the puppy. That's how older dogs teach puppies manners. If the puppy's jumping on its head and the older dog growls at the puppy, that's not a bad thing. That's a good thing. That's telling the puppy back off. But you certainly don't want a dog that is going to, jump on the puppy, knock it over, be aggressive in some way. So, always be careful with the puppy's experiences. Same thing, it's really great to meet different people. Meeting new people is a great thing, but you also want to make sure that the puppy isn't overwhelmed, and so it inadvertently has a negative experience. Children particularly, they see a puppy and they swarm the puppy. They surround it. They want to hug the puppy. This can be scary. So a good thing to do is, manage those visits, give the person a treat, say, come up slow, get on the puppy's level, offer them a treat. Even a puppy that seems to be really social and outgoing can be overwhelmed sometimes. So just that's what I mean, is that you want to make sure experiences are positive. If you are, taking your puppy to a new place, or they're seeing something new and they're scared or they're nervous, then what you should do, sometimes our inclination is to force the puppy towards what's making them scared or nervous. We somehow think by encountering it, it'll make it better, but it doesn't. It makes them scared, more scared. It also makes them develop distrust in you, because puppies really, they trust us to keep them safe. And so when we violate that, it can lead to problems between the human puppy relationship. So if your puppy is acting nervous or scared, what you want to do is not go toward that, whatever you're socializing them towards. You want to create distance. So if my puppy is dropping its tail, it's acting nervous, I'm going to go the other direction, create distance till you see the puppy relax, and then let the puppy view whatever it is at a greater distance. Always take treats with you whenever you're going on socialization outings, because pairing treats with something also creates a positive experience, because the puppy associates what they're viewing or experiencing with getting a cookie, which is, for almost all puppies, is a great experience. So socializing in a socially distant world. So I did want to address this, even though we do not have, there's not as much social distancing going on these days. Mandates are lifting and things are getting back to normal. But in some parts of the country, social distancing is very much in play. And also it may be something personally you prefer to do. But the tips I'm going to give you actually are good tips for everyone, because there's a lot you can do right at home. Socializing doesn't mean you have to go out with your puppy every single time. You can do a lot at home or in your neighborhood. So giving your puppy new experiences at home. So you can really have a lot of fun with this. And if you have children, they really get into it. And it's great to bring them on board and make them part of training and working with the puppy. So create new characters in the family. By that, we mean you can dress up in things that the puppy may be seeing at some point, things that sometimes startle puppies. Hats, people wearing hats sometimes startle puppies. Sunglasses, big gloves, big boots. So putting on different outfits and giving the puppy treats. Like I said, now your goal is never to scare the puppy. If the puppy seems nervous, you want to back down, create distance, maybe take the hat off, put it on the ground, let the puppy investigate it. But you can even, get the kids to put on their past Halloween costumes. Again, being very careful to instruct them, we're not scaring the puppy. We're just letting the puppy see this new character. So, if you have a summertime puppy and you live in a place where it's going to be cold, putting on a big puppy coat and a toboggan and ski goggles might be a great thing to do, because when it becomes winter, the puppy's going to see that. And if it's the first time it's seen somebody wearing that, it might scare them. Again, if you have a winter puppy, you might want to put on things they're going to see in the summer, like a big sun hat, sunglasses, gardening gloves. Enlist the help of your neighbors. If you have close neighbors and they're out doing lawn work, for instance, they're running the lawnmower, the leaf blower, again, all things that puppies are going to hear throughout their life. Go out on the yard, ask the neighbor if they'll stop their mower for a second, give your puppy a cookie, let the puppy watch from a distance. If you have a bustling neighborhood, again, you can just sit on your yard oftentimes, and the puppy will see all sorts of great things like bicycles, skateboards, strollers go by, and you can just sit on the yard with some treats with your puppy on a leash and let them watch. Studies have shown that puppies just watching things from a distance is just really as valuable as having a close encounter anyhow. But then another thing you can do is field trips around your own home. When you think about it, it's certainly true for me. Sometimes there's certain rooms of the house that I never take my dogs or my puppy. So do field trips in your own house. Go down in the basement, puppy on a leash so it's safe. Let them investigate weird things you have in the basement or things that make noises, clang some tools together or whatever. Go out in your gardening shed, go in the garage, places where you may not always take the puppy. That in itself is a socializing experience, and you never had to leave your home. So you can be very creative. You can think of really creative ways to give your puppy new experiences every day. And like I said, it doesn't mean you have to go to a great extent of driving a long way. So field trips. Now, on the other hand, getting in the car and going places is also valuable. Car rides themselves are very valuable. Lots of dogs don't like the car. Sometimes it's because they get car sick, and car sickness is a particularly something that impacts a lot of puppies. It's believed that sometimes it's due to the inner ear not being fully developed, so it really bothers them balance-wise and makes them sick on their stomach when they're traveling. But you want to make the car a really positive experience, because your dog will have to go on car rides occasionally. They have to go to the vet, the groomer, and most of us like to take our dogs places with us. So making the car ride very positive. A great way to start, your puppy's already probably been on some car rides, including on the ride home, but a good way to do it sometimes is the car can just be sitting in your driveway or in your garage, and you go out and just open the door and sit there with the puppy on a leash and just let them sit outside the car and give them treats. Then you can put them in the car. I like letting my dogs ride in crates in my car because it's safer for them. But if you're using a crate, you can put them in their crate, shut the door, give them treats. The car doesn't have to go anywhere. Then making just a short trip around the block is a good thing to do. So they're getting short, positive burst of the car. Another thing that's fun to do if you're going on field trips is go through a drive-through. The puppy hears the loudspeaker. There's all sorts of interesting smells. And then something great comes through the window, food, and maybe give the puppy a bite of something that's in the bag, which makes it a really fun trip. Open businesses, I'm sure you're all aware, but there are many, many, and becoming more businesses that are pet friendly. So some of those include Tractor Supply, a lot of your home supply stores like Home Depot, and a lot of your big pet superstores, but a lot of other businesses are becoming pet friendly. That's a great experience to take your puppy into a store. The only thing I would say is just use common sense. I definitely do not believe that puppies should stay home till they get all their shots, because that would be after the critical socialization period. So it is very important that puppies do take trips out when they're still, 8 to 16 weeks of age. But use common sense. You don't want to go someplace where tons of strange dogs that you don't know would be or have been, so you don't want it. So a pet superstore may be something that you might wait till after they get all their shots, or you could carry them or put them in a stroller so their feet aren't on the ground. Strollers, I know for some, if you don't have a little dog, it may sound silly, but they're great for puppies because puppies can see things and experience things, but they're not touching the ground. And if you have a little breed, it's very easy to carry a puppy. And some of the home supply stores don't have as much dog traffic. There's many businesses that don't have as high a rate of dog traffic. So it's a very great thing to do. People will want to pet your puppy. They see things, smell things, lots of fun. And of course, parks. Parks are great. Probably eventually you'll be walking your puppy a lot in a park anyhow. Parks also have the advantage of having a lot of area. So you don't have to be really close to another dog or person. You can, choose an area of the park or a path that isn't as heavily traveled. But lots of great things for puppies to see in parks as well. There's often people playing sports, yelling, riding bikes. So that is a fun field trip. Now, lots of times little puppies can't walk all that far. You should take that into consideration. They get tired easily. But again, if after a short walk, if your puppy's lagging, you can carry them. Or again, as I mentioned, you might think about getting a puppy stroller. So important exposures. These are some things that you may not think about as much, but surfaces are very important. The more different things your puppy can put their paws on that feel different is really good, because think of all the different surfaces your puppy may have to walk on through the course of their life. And I'm sure you've all seen the dogs that come in the vet office or wherever it may be, and it's a little slick and the dog will not walk on it, and the owner's dragging them across or trying to carry them across. Well, that's not fun for anyone. So you want to make sure your puppy is confident and can navigate any type of surface. One of my favorite things to do, and this is something you do at home, is just get a big tarp. You may have one anyhow, and I just throw it out in the living room and throw cookies on it and let the puppy walk across a tarp. They're crinkly, they feel weird under their feet, they make noise when the puppy walks on it. So that's a lot of things, that's a noise and surface. That's a fun thing to do. Steps are important. Some dogs really don't navigate steps very well. And there's all sorts of different types of steps. There's open steps, different surfaces on steps. They look different. So I don't really advocate you making your puppy run up and down large flights of steps, but just teaching them how to go up and down steps, and steps a different type is very good for them. It's good for their coordination. So also noises, socializing to noises is many dogs are noise sensitive. Some of this is genetic, and some of this is also breed specific. Some breeds are just known to be more noise sensitive than others. Your sporting breeds, your gun dogs generally are not, because they should have been bred to be able to work around gunfire, right? But your herding breeds, particularly, some of them can be very noise sensitive, some of your smaller breeds. So, but the more socializing you do at a young age, you may not make it perfect, but you can make it better. So think about noises that you can make, and then throw the puppy a cookie. Again, remember, you're not trying to scare them. A really good thing that you can invest in that is not expensive is they actually make CDs and you can upload soundtracks that are made for puppies. And they contain all sorts of different noises that your puppy will probably hear throughout their life. And you can play this when they're a puppy to desensitize them to the sounds. Some of them, they will have planes, trains, vacuum cleaners, thunderstorm noises. Thunderstorms can be huge for dogs. So what I would like to do when they're young is play it at a very low level, very low volume, I should say, when the puppy's like in their crate or their X pen. And if you note a noise that that bothers them, you can pair that with some treats. And then I gradually raise the volume till it's playing louder. So that is a good thing to do. And of course, smells. Dogs naturally like to smell. It's one of their strongest senses, much stronger than ours. But certainly, letting them sniff around and explore and use their noses at a young age, as well as throughout their life, giving them that opportunity is good, and it's healthy. So let's talk about social gatherings. So social gatherings are certainly a way to socialize your puppy. But again, as I said before, you want to use common sense and you want to always keep the safety of your puppy in mind. Classes are awesome. I totally advocate taking young puppies right at 8 weeks is fine into what a lot of schools call puppy kindergarten. There's different names for them, but they're really awesome. All the puppies will be around the same age. They will all be on the same vaccine schedule because the school will require to see the shot record so you know it's safe. And it will be supervised by a dog trainer. And oftentimes there will be assistants as well. I do advocate, if you're looking for a class, to look for one that uses positive reinforcement. It's especially important for little puppies. But it's really good if you have access to that and can do it. Not only will your puppy get socialization by being in a new environment with other puppies, but you have the benefit of getting instruction from the trainer on lots of different puppy behavior, early training for your pup, and oftentimes they will have playtime. So that's a really good opportunity for your puppy to play and play with puppy in a safe environment that's supervised. Daycare, doggy daycare. I don't usually advocate this for really young puppies, but if you do have to work all day and you're concerned about being away from your puppy too much, you might explore if there are doggy daycare programs in your area that have puppy programs. Some of them do, and they even will do some training with your puppy while you're at work. So there are some good programs out there. I would just make sure that only puppies play with other puppies, that they also do some training with the puppy, and they have some downtime for the puppy where they take naps because puppies do sleep a lot of the time, as you probably already know. As your puppy gets older, daycare can be a really good option, especially for those of you who work or have to be away during the day. As long as it's a well-run daycare, I would research that they group the dogs according to their age, size, and play style, and it's well supervised, but it can be a nice option. Play dates are great. Ask around and find some other people in your community who have puppies around the same age and have play dates, just like you do for your children. Like, come over one day and let our puppies play together. Your puppy's meeting a different breed, probably a puppy that doesn't look like them. Gets a chance to play, and if you're taking turns visiting each other's houses, it's a new environment. And meetup groups, there's a lot of meetup groups for dogs, dog owners. Some of them are breed specific. So if you have a certain breed, you might look and see, is there a French Bulldog meetup group in my area? And they often have different activities. Again, though, if you have a young puppy, I just use common sense. I wouldn't take my young puppy to any gathering and let them loose with a variety of adult dogs and so on. It's better for them to play with the younger puppies, meet the adults on leash. Just use common sense, make sure it's safe for your puppy. But it is a fun way to meet other dog owners and get some socialization opportunities. Sometimes they just all get together and take their dogs on a walk on leash, which is that's great. Your puppy's getting a chance to be near other dogs, but in a safe way, on leash, and visit a new place as well. And so dog parks, I did want to give a little cautionary note about dog parks. I think young puppies do not need to be going to dog parks. Dog parks can be great for, the right dogs, and older dogs are, older puppies. But you really need to make sure that it's a safe environment. You don't know the other dogs or the other owners, and little puppies can easily, even if a dog didn't intend to hurt the puppy, they can get bowled over, get hurt, get scared by a bigger dog. So I would reserve dog parks if you need them for exercise till the puppy is older, mature. I would look for dog parks that have separate areas for smaller dogs and larger dogs. And I would also say, if you ever are feeling, when you're in a dog park, Be vigilant. Do not be standing there talking to other owners or on your phone and not watching your dog. You should watch your dog every second they're in the dog park. So if you see something troublesome, dogs locking eyes, dogs getting upset about something, you can stop it. Then stop the behavior, get your dog, and leave the dog park. So just a word, they can be great, but I don't advocate them for socializing young puppies. And also there is the health concern. If your puppy hasn't been through its entire vaccine series, then you certainly don't want to go to a dog park where lots of strange dogs have been eliminating and running around. So thank you for joining us. I hope I've given you some tips for getting your puppy socialized and having a lot of fun in the process, because getting your puppy out and about is a lot of fun. I did want to add one thing though, and that is although we spend a lot of time when our puppies are young socializing them so they like other people, other animals, other places, it's always the most important if they focus on you and connect to you. So never forget that when you're out socializing. Spend part of your socializing time working on focus on you, because as they get to be older, you don't want a dog that thinks everybody else or all other dogs are more fun than you. So spend some time giving your puppy treats, having them look at you, rewarding them for looking at you, doing some tricks or some little basic commands. And then spend a lot of time playing with your puppy, because you want your puppy to think it's cool to play with you and interact with you as much as it does interacting with another dog or meeting another person. And that will help you as you with your training program too. So again, thank you very much. And I wanted to give you a little bit of information about some other services that we offer that might be of help. So the GoodDog Helpline, that is the program that is bringing you this webinar today. This is a great support service. You should think about enrolling. It is a telephone service staffed 7 days a week by professional dog trainers who all use positive reinforcement methods. You can, when you enroll, you receive a toll-free number. You can call anytime we're open and ask the trainer, why is my puppy doing this? I need help with house training, I need help with chewing, I need help with whatever. And our trainers will give you individualized advice. It's a live trainer on the phone. They'll get your background information, ask about your lifestyle, and they will give you the best advice possible. And you can call back over and over again. And there's the website if you need to check it out and want to enroll. And then we also offer a new service is our video consultations. This is a one-time chat that is live with a trainer, professional trainer. It's 20 minutes. You be on screen with the trainer. You can show them your puppy. You can show them what your puppy's doing. You can ask them about any topics that are of concern to you. It's $25 for 20 minutes. It's available certain days and hours during the week, but there is where you can find more about our video chat service. And I hope that both those services are something you'll check out and might be of assistance to you as you work through puppyhood. So thank you again, and we look forward to working with you and helping you with your puppy.